Congratulations to the 2021 Growing Works of Art Contest winners. We were not able to celebrate Across the Fence this year, so we decided to make our own video. My name is Gwen Kozlowski with the Vermont Urban and Community Forestry Program based at UVM Extension. I help coordinate this contest with Rebecca Roy of the Vermont Department of Forests, Parks and Recreation. The Growing Works of Art contest is a writing and arts contest for students in grades K through 8. It's an opportunity to research trees as well as share stories and artwork about what they mean to us. This year's theme was Healthy Trees, Healthy Lives, and students focused on the connections we share with trees by creating a work of art and a written story that showcases how trees impact our health and communities. This year there were 225 entries from 16 schools and 11 homeschool families. We are announcing this year's winners on Vermont's Arbor Day, which is the first Friday in May, which is May 7th this year. Arbor Day is the day set aside to celebrate trees and all of their benefits. So what better way to celebrate than sharing tree stories and tree artwork? All of the stories will be read by the students themselves. Thank you to the students who shared their talents and stories with us, and again, congratulations.
My tree is big so people can climb me, and animals can climb me. My heart and my health feel good in the forest. My name is Chelsea Anka. I'm in 2nd grade at Monte Cristi School. I like nature, but I really like trees because they give us lots of clean air. My favorite tree is the one that is just the same size as me. I like it best because I can see the top of it, I can climb it, and it makes me taller. I like the green shade of summer trees. I like trees in winter too, especially with snow on them. They sparkle. My best friends. When I look out of my window, I see these 4 lovely maple trees. These trees are my friends. During the lockdown, these trees became my family's best friends too. Me and my dad like to play soccer under the trees in the cool shade during summer. In the fall, I like to see the colors. It's so beautiful and makes me very happy. Me and my mom collect the fallen leaves and make leaf art. During winter, the trees became sad with no leaves. Seeing the trees sad, I also become sad. But again, in the spring, I become happy as the trees are happy again with new baby leaves. I'm excited to play again under the trees, watch squirrels playing on the trees, birds chirping, sitting on the pretty branches of the trees, ducks swimming in the river by the side of the trees, green grass dancing in the wind, butterflies fluttering their wings on the flowers, and through the leaves and the leaves of the trees. Thank you, my friends.
I like it when we go on morning walks because I like to see what's new with nature. I like to see if any new trees have sprouted. The woods calms me. I usually forget what I was stressed about. With my family, I feel so alive and calm. I really love to go in the forest. It is so magical and beautiful. When the trees' branches are coated in snow, they look like foamy waves. In spring, the buds look like cocoons waiting to open. In summer, buds open and a beautiful flower takes its place. In fall, it looks like a wildfire spreading across the forest. The changing seasons and the beauty of the forest calms my mind. And
Hi, my name's Emma Haley, and I'm the one who wrote the story Oak Tree in My Dreams. I also made the silhouette of the oak tree I saw in my dreams. I will be reading you the story that I wrote to go with the piece of art I made. One night, when I was fast asleep, I had a beautiful dream. In my dream, it was dark in my room, but there were colorful beams of light coming through my window. My eyes opened and I saw the light on my blonde hair. The colors were blue, purple, and pink. I slowly pushed aside my blankets and stood up from my bed. I walked over to my window and saw the most remarkable thing. I stood there and stared at the bright lights behind a big, dark oak tree in the field. I went to run out my door to try to get the rest of my family. I didn't want them to miss out on the marvelous sight. I ran through my door and all of a sudden I was falling through the air. I opened my eyes and found myself lying on the ground in front of the big black oak tree. I slowly stood up, shocked. It looked like I was stuck in a giant piece of art. I walked around the tree, then I looked at the sky and the grass. The sky went from blue, then purple, and then turned pink. The grass was black and very short. I tried to see the true colors of the tree, but it was impossible. I lightly ran my fingers across the tree's trunk. Its trunk was rough and scratchy. I backed away from the tree to get a better view of the oak and the background of it. I stood there in front of the tree very quietly and smiled. I may not have gotten a picture, but the memory of that dream will always remain in my head. It was the most beautiful oak tree ever in my dreams. And the picture is on the winning website.
Hi, my name is Roxy and I am a 6th grader at Mater Christi. I am reading my growing works of art story titled Wonderful Willow. I live on a small farm at Charlotte. On the farm there's a pond surrounded by wet soil and mud. One day we planted willow trees because willow trees help absorb the wet soil and mud so that the wet soil and mud don't go into the waterways and pollute them. My weeping willow represents a giant weeping willow by Lake Champlain. My family and I love to have picnics and swim at the beach during the summer. Sometimes we even have picnics during the full moon. I get sad towards the end of summer because the lake gets algae blooms and you can't swim in it. My weeping willow represents all the trees and plants by Lake Champlain stopping pollution, all the trees and plants that could be planted to stop pollution. All in all, healthy trees equals healthy water equals healthy lives. Thank you.
Hello, I am Caleb, a 7th grade. I live in the town of Sharon. And this is my tree essay. For as long as I can remember, there has been a tire swing outside of my house, which hung from a big deciduous tree. When I was younger and it was nice out, my brothers and I would go out in the tire swing. My older brother, Logan would spin the tire swing until the rope gets tight and let go of it. The tire would whip around, but I never fell off. With the spinning and swinging, we could get the tire 7 or 8 feet off the ground. We would only stop playing when we all got bored, which was usually when the sun went down. This is how trees help me. But trees are also help the environment. Trees make a vital part of the natural environment. Without trees to hold the soil where there would be a lot of erosion caused by streams and rivers. Trees would also turn the carbon dioxide in the air into oxygen for all living things to breathe. The shade created by the trees keeps the ground below cool, which helps the animals on a hot day. Animals rely on the trees for shelter and food. Even dead trees provide for the ecosystem. Animals use dead trees for a temporary home or shelter if it's storming. One example of food provided by trees is when other food is scarce in the winter. Deer will eat tree bark. Without trees, the Vermont environment would look vastly different, and so would our communities. Trees have been helping humans for as long as humans have been around. Trees allow communities to build, providing food, wood for shelter, and firewood for warmth. Without trees, we would not have paper for money, books, and newspapers. Paper made it easier to share information between people all over the world. People around the world know of Vermont's colorful fall foliage and travels here and spend money in our local communities. That's how trees help our ecosystem, communities, and other people who live in Vermont.
Hello, my name is Amara. I'm an 8th grader at the Sharon Academy. I live in Sharon. Here's my essay. Here in Vermont, it's impossible to live without being personally touched by trees. From their colorful plumage in the fall to their fresh regrowth in the spring, trees provide a kind of beauty and calm that's hard to find anywhere else. Whenever I'm stressed, I like to look out at the forest and watch the swaying branches and fluttering of birds, each living their own lives but relying heavily on each other for safety. In normal life, it's easy to feel like my problems are the center of the universe. But after observing the utter connectedness and serenity of trees, I am finally able to put things into perspective. Though I'm not the kind of person who particularly enjoys a hike in the woods, seeing and understanding the balance of nature gives me a sense of center that is unique and crucial for enduring these troubling times. Trees are also essential for the survival of many Vermont ecosystems, as they provide important habitats for animals and are central to the cycle of energy and matter. During the day, trees use the available sunlight to photosynthesize, which creates both energy for themselves and clean oxygen for other organisms. Trees are also an important food source, because many of Vermont's native animals rely on their leaves, fruit, and branches to get through the winter. Even the ones that don't consume trees still rely on them in other ways, for habitats, hiding places, or even just the stability that they provide. Without trees, very few of the species here today would be able to survive, and Vermont would be a very different place. Though the support that trees provide for natural ecosystems impacts us as well, trees also help human communities in other ways. It could be said that they provide habitats for us. They can be used as building materials for our homes, wood for our fires, and are the source of the numerous paper products that we use every day. They also give us the maple syrup that our state is so famous for, as well as delicious apples, nuts, and other foods. As a result of this, we have more jobs to harvest the fruit, boil the sap, prepare the wood, and build homes with the material that trees most graciously provided. Just like they do for ecosystems in nature, trees also provide clean air for us, keeping Vermonters free of the pollution-induced illnesses that plague other regions in the world. Unfortunately, however, their great generosity isn't endless. If we cut down too many trees and continue to take their limited resources for granted, there will be drastic consequences for the climate, nature, and our communities. It's important that we can remember to be grateful and sustainable with our use of trees, so we can continue to reap the benefits of having a forest in our backyard.